let's do this. Let's act like it's a game. So we'll say, Joseph, come on down.
Joseph, come on down.
Oh, yay!
How is everybody? You seem like you're really, really excited. I think I smell food. Did y'all just eat food?
Oh, man.
What did you eat? What are hot dogs and hamburgers? I've never had that. No. I'm Joseph. I'm Joseph that everybody's been talking about.
Yay!
Mason?
You're acting. If you look at a cow, some bread on the top of the cow.
That's your
Squish them
hamburger.
together, you got a hamburger.
Okay.
Open.
Keep it in there for 10 days, and then you pull it out, and it's icy hot, and then you put it on the grill.
Okay. Well, now that we cleared that up. No, my name is Joseph. My name is Joseph. And I came today. I traveled a long way to get here. I came just to tell y'all about my life and about some of my stories. I'm going to start off by telling you about some of my hobbies that I do.
Yeah.
One hobby that I really like to do is play basketball.
Yeah! Nice!
I am so good sometimes that I can be out there with them. I can dunk on them. Another hobby of mine is I really love to just get out on the open range and ride horses. Sometimes I can get on that horse and I'll tell it which way to go and I'll just ride real far out and I'll just come back in and I'll just have a good old time on that horse. I also enjoy one more thing, and that's just hanging out with my friends. I do. I have them. They're fun. They're cool. Well, they're really cool people. They're my friends. Hello?
Oh, right.
Hello? You want me to take a survey? Are you talking about surveying land?
Land?
No, okay. So what's the survey about? Soap? What kind of soap? Oh, you think it's the best soap on the market, huh? Well, I use soap about once a week when I take my shower. And Dinah uses soap every day. She washes all of our clothes. So you think this soap is better than the soap I use? Well, I think I'm just going to have to let you go because I'm talking to some of my friends right now, and I'm just too busy.
We're not many.
You want? No, I don't think I want you to call me back. I already have plenty of soap. All right. Now, let me tell you a little bit more about myself. For one, I have parents. Do Do y'all know what my parents' names are?
Doug?
No.
No.
Correct.
His.
Good job.
All right.
My dad's name is Jacob and my mother's name is Rachel. I have lots and lots of brothers, but I have one really cool sister. Do you know what her name is?
Yes.
There's just so many I lose count of their names. I just forget them all. There's so many of them. Well, I'm going to tell you some more about myself. The most important part of my life is that I love to serve God. I am a faith man, and I remember talking with my dad Jacob quite a few times, and he told me about Abraham, and he told me about how Abraham and his father Isaac, they served God, and they told me about the God they served. He told me how God called Abraham out of the land of his people, and he told him to go to the promised land. Abraham lived in that land, and he owned it, and God made him a promise. God promised Abraham that no matter what, he would take care of him. No matter if his land got taken away or whatever it was, God would take care of it. God will also take care of you if you trust him. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yes?
I trust him.
Do you? That's good.
I trust him.
Well, I think I remember seeing y'all earlier. Do you remember seeing me?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
This was when I was. This was a few years ago. This was a few years ago when I was a little bit younger. Oh yeah, that's right. I was looking for that. That was. Yeah.
My dinner you're wearing? You
Wow.
have a gray shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a gray shirt.
Yes. Well, when you saw me earlier, I was younger, and I was looking for my coat of many colors. Does anyone know where I got that coat from?
Do it.
Does anybody know where I got the coat from? Do you know? Where did I get it from?
The store.
No. I didn't get it from the store.
Somebody sewed it up for you.
Where did I get it from, Aaron? That's right. I got it from my dad.
She knows.
Does anybody know what that coat meant when he gave it to me?
No, but
You know why he gave that coat to me?
told your dad to buy it for you.
Buy it for you.
No, I don't think that. That's right.
I thought.
He thought I was the leader, and I was gonna take his place.
But and you let your dad down.
That's right. When my dad gave me that coat, my brothers, they got so angry because they got so angry because I had the coat, and they thought, they knew that I was Dad's favorite, and they just didn't like how Dad treated me. Not fair. They didn't think it was fair to them that I was being treated so well. They got so mad at me that one day, while I was out searching around for them, they took my coat of many colors, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And so then I went back and they took me, my brothers did, and they threw me in a hole. It was a dark, dark hole.
Deep one?
It was deep. And I didn't know what was going on. I was all by myself in a dark place, and I didn't know what was going to happen. I was kind of scared. Would y'all be scared if you were in a dark hole by yourself?
Yes.
I was very scared. But even though I was so scared, no, there was no snakes in the hole. Even though I was so scared of being in that hole by myself, I just prayed to God, and I prayed that He would take care of me. Well, before I knew it, instead of just getting me out of the hole, my brothers came and got me and sold me as a slave. Do you know who they sold me to? That's right. They sold me to Potiphar. Potiphar
It's personal.
Hey.
Potiphar was Potiphar was a very nice man. He took very good care of me. Oh, he wasn't. I don't think he was a pirate. He was a very nice man. Everything was going. Listen to the stories I have for you, okay? Everything was going really well while I was with Potiphar. And one day, someone told a lie about me. Yeah.
What did they say?
Well, they just told a lie to Potiphar. And Potiphar got so angry with me because he thought the lie was true. And so he was so mad with me that he put me in prison. Well, the lie's not really a big deal. He just told me a lie. Someone told a lie on me, and it angered Potiphar so much that he threw me in prison. Well, while I was in prison, there was many times where I doubted that God was still going to take care of me. I wasn't sure because I thought that since I was in prison, that I was a bad man. But as much as I worried about it, God still took care of me. After being in prison for a little while, I got to take charge of the prison. So I was the leader of the prison. Yeah. And when I was put in prison, there was 2 men that were put in prison with me. One was the baker of the house of Pharaoh, and one was Pharaoh's butler. Both the butler and the baker both had dreams one night. And they didn't know what these dreams meant. And they wanted to find out what they meant. And so they came to me because they knew that I trusted in God. And so they asked me what the dreams meant, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna have to pray about it." And so I prayed to God about it, and He gave me the answer to their dreams. So I went to them and I told them both what their dreams meant. And after that they were so happy, and they were amazed that I was able to tell them what their dream meant. After a little while of being in prison, the butler was able to be set free and go back to serve Pharaoh. I told him when he got out to try and get me out of prison because I didn't want to be there anymore. I was tired of being in prison. Would you be tired of being in prison if you were in there for a while?
Yes.
Well, he was set free, and I told him when he got out that I wanted to get out too. But he just forgot about me. He didn't even think about me anymore. So I had to stay in prison. So one day, when he was with Pharaoh, Pharaoh had a dream. When Pharaoh had the dream, he went all around and asked everybody if they could tell him what the dream meant. And he couldn't find anybody to tell him what the dream meant. And then the butler remembered that when he was in prison, I was there with him, and I told him what his dream meant. So he went and told Pharaoh that he knew somebody that could tell him what his dream meant. And so Pharaoh called me in. I was kind of afraid because I wasn't sure what Pharaoh was going to do. I was afraid. It's kind of like if you were to go to school and you had to go to the principal's office. Would you be afraid? Yeah. I didn't know because Pharaoh was such a leader, and I didn't know if I was going to be in trouble or what was going to happen. But I knew that God was going to take care of me, even though I was so scared. Pharaoh brought me in and told me his dream and asked me if I could tell him what it meant. And so I prayed about it. I prayed to God, and He gave me the answer for it. He gave me the answer for Pharaoh's dream. So when I told him what it meant, he was so happy because nobody else could tell him what his dream meant. But I was able to tell him because I had God's help, and He was by my side. While being in my position under Pharaoh, God used me to be able to take care of my father and my brothers and my sister and all their families. And even though my brothers threw me in the hole, and they treated me bad all the time. After a while, I was still able to forgive them because I realized that all that happened because it was part of God's plan for my life. What's your question? Maybe some other time. But I knew that through all this, God was going to be by my side, and I realized that no matter what, I could trust God, and He would get me through it. I'm so glad that I was able to come here today and meet all of you, and that I was able to tell you about myself and my story. I want y'all always to remember that no matter how big or how small you are, or what you can or what you can't do, God can always take care of you. God is always there for you, and will always take care of you in every situation if you trust in Him. Thank you all so much for having me here today, for letting me talk to you and tell you some stories about Him. Oh, and make sure, you want to listen. Make sure that if you see my sister Dinah, to tell her to give me my coat back, because I've been looking for that thing for years. Bye!